All right. Are you ready for the word? I said, are you ready for the word? Turn to your neighbor and say, I'm ready for the word. No, for real. Say, I've been going through some stuff just this week, and I'm ready for the word. Come on, turn to your other neighbor and say, you don't know what I've been through, and I'm ready for the word. I wish I could fake the funk. I wish I could play the role, but I really need a word today. I need somebody who really needs a word to just throw your hand back right here and open up your mouth and say, Lord, speak. Hallelujah. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Oh, bless the name of the Lord. I've enjoyed this praise. We thank God for those songs, two of my favorite songs. We bless God, and I believe we're ready for worship. I want you to turn very quickly with us to the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 25. If you would, please turn with us to Genesis chapter 25. Again, we thank God for the genius of Brandon, who has it on the screen for you. Amen. We bless the name of the Lord. All right. All right. I want to read this verse. Genesis chapter 25, verses 34. Then Jacob, amen, gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, or bowl of beans. And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Amen. God bless you. That'll be enough for the people of the Lord. Give God a praise right there. I want to talk from this thought. What do I do when I have wild thoughts? What do I do with these wild thoughts? Somebody turn to your neighbor and say, wild, 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 wild. Come on, somebody. What am I going to do with these wild thoughts? Amen. The scripture teaches, if you go up to the same chapter, I want to look at beginning at verse 22. If you'll go there, follow with me. I'm not going to be long today. I'm going to give a message to the young people, and then I'm going to get out of your way. Go on up to verses 22 in that same chapter, and it says, and the children struggled together within their mother. And she said, if it be so, why am I this way? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23 says, and the Lord said unto her, that's because two nations are in your womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from your womb. The one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Verse 24, and when her days were to be delivered were fulfilled, Sandy, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And that after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. Watch this. And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Somebody say, be careful. Amen. No child is better than the other. Be careful with favorites. Somebody say, be careful with favorites, because they do remember, and they will use that against you later on. Come on, somebody. Has anybody ever said that you liked her better than, come on, y'all, I wish y'all be transparent today. But verse 29 says, and Jacob had a bowl of soup, and Esau came from the field, and he was very faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray you, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day your birthright. In other words, if you want my soup, then sell me your birthright. You got to be careful of cunning contracts. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what shall I profit with this birthright? And Jacob said, swear to me then this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of beans, and he did eat and drink, rose up, and went his way. Thus Esau began to despise not only his birthright, but his brother. And so we find, Sheriff, that the plan of God, I told you I'm not going to be long. The first point is, the plan is for you never to settle for less. Kids, I hope you're listening to me. The plan is that you never settle for less. You've got to hear me real good. The plan is, children, that you never shall settle for less. There's going to be a lot of things in life that come your way. There's going to be a lot of people in life that come your way. There's going to be a lot of deals, a lot of contracts, a lot of possible promotions. There's going to be some things that come your way, but you've got to know who you are so that you'll never settle for less. I ain't just talking to the kids. I'm talking to some grown folk too, because some of us have settled for less. Oh, come on, somebody. I wish I had somebody who's going to be transparent today. How many people say, I wish I never did it, wish I never went there, wish I never, come on somebody, wish I never met him, wish I never hooked up with her, and it says you don't want to live your life on wishes and would've and could've. You've got to know who you are and whose you are and who you're all about. And that's why I'm saying there will come a time where the enemy will try to send some stuff your way, but all it is a bowl of soup. All it is a bowl of beans. All it is a bowl of mess. And you've got to know who you are so you don't fall for anything. I'm trying to help the young people today. Watch the text. It says that you shall watch out. Don't you settle for anything less. The first point I want to give is the devil can make slop look attractive. I've discovered that the devil can make slop look attractive. Sandy, the devil can make a pot of beans look like a filet mignon. Y'all not feeling me? Because he knows just exactly what to do. He knows exactly what to say. He knows exactly how to dress it. He knows exactly how to make it walk. He knows exactly how to make it talk. He knows exactly how to make it swiggle. He knows exactly how to make it switch. He knows exactly how to make it glitter. But babies, everything that glitter ain't gold. This ain't over top of your head. I'm coming right on your block. And I'm trying to help somebody to understand that the devil will make some people look attractive. The devil will make some stuff look attractive. The devil will make some things that you know ain't good for you. Mama done told you about it. Daddy done whip you about it. But the devil will put it right in your face and tell you that it's all right. You turn to somebody and say, one puff is too something. One sip will hook you. Come on, somebody. One high will take you there. Turn to somebody and say, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Watch the text, sissy. Esau is so hungry that he settles for less. He sells his birthright to his brother. Somebody say, I'm hungry, but I ain't that thirsty. Come on, somebody. You've got to understand that it's okay to be hungry, but you can't be thirsty. When you're hungry, you go ahead and go get it. You go make it happen. You go do it. You go sign up for that job. You go sign up for school. You sign up for whatever you think you're good enough to do. But when you're thirsty, that means that you're desperate. Turn to somebody and say, I'm hungry for it, but I ain't thirsty for it. Because if you're thirsty, you'll do anything to get it. But when you're hungry, you'll go through the necessary process to make it happen. Somebody knows that life is hard work, and we're going to build the foundational building blocks for these babies to go ahead and be hungry. Please keep hunger in your spirit, but don't you ever be thirsty. Now I'm done with the young people. I'm going to talk to the old people. Some of the older people are thirsty. Y'all not feeling me, y'all. And some of the older people are still falling for some thirst. They're falling for things that they know better. And that's why I'm trying to help somebody in here today. You talking about, well, where are the youth? Well, you don't run them out of here. That's where they are. Come and turn to somebody and say, when they came here, you ran them out of here. You said that their skirts was too short. They had a mini skirt. It was short enough to be attractive, long enough to cover the subject, but you ran them out of here. Turn to your neighbor and say, that's where all the youth is, because when they came in here, you made them feel uncomfortable. Preach, Tim. I'm doing the best I can. I don't care if you don't like it. plan is for you never to settle for less. The second thing is the purpose is for you to take your rightful place in God. That's the second point. That Esau gave up his rightful place because he was just too thirsty. You are created to just be you. Come on, turn to yourself. Don't turn to your neighbor, turn to yourself and say, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be me if I'm blue, black, if I'm purple, if I'm high yellow, if I'm mulatto, if I'm red, if I'm green. I just got to be me with my nappy hair, with my thick lips, with my big hips. I just got to be me. If you don't like me, that's all right, because me is okay with me. And I'm just going to be who God made me to be. Is anybody here that likes yourself? I didn't tell you to turn to your neighbor. I turn to yourself and hug yourself and say, I love me. I don't care a darn what you think about it. I learned to love me. And children, when you learn to love yourself, it ain't gonna matter if the world is against you. When you learn to love yourself, it ain't gonna matter what haters you got in your life. When you learn to love yourself, it don't matter what the teachers say. When you learn to love yourself, you gonna go through life just fine. Learn to love yourself. Esau began to hate himself, Deacon Williams, because the devil will use you up and make a fool out of you. See, I can't get no help around here. Because some people know it. I know that man's preaching. He all up in my Kool-Aid. No, I'm actually also talking about me, because I done some stuff and the devil has made a fool out of me. See, the worst thing we can do, children, is act like we ain't never done it. And that's the problem with church. And that's the problem with some of the elder people, is they want to make you think like they ain't never done it. They want to make you think like they ain't never sinned. They want to make you think that they ain't never went out or tipped out. The worst thing I can do is try to play like I'm somebody that I'm not. Your pastor failed, but hey, look at me now. God has picked me up, turned me around, cleaned me up, and I'm proud to say that you're looking at a miracle. I should have been dead and gone. I should have been incarcerated. I should have been in the grave, but look at your pastor now, up preaching the gospel for a true and living God. Somebody say the Lord is able. Purpose is you to take your rightful place. I didn't come for amens today. I came to set the record straight. You are created just to be you. Your purpose is not to be the puppet for another human being. Esau now was in control of his brother, because when you sell out, you've got to continue doing what the person you got sold out to wants you to do. That's why you got to stay independent of who you are. Listen to mom and dad. Listen to pop-up and mama. Listen to pastor and them. Because we know the way and we've been through it and we've done it. And if we tell you we're only trying to help you, if I can't help you, I'm going to leave you alone. But children, you've got to understand you just were created to be you. So the plan is for that you never should settle for less. The purpose is that you should take your rightful place in God. But the provision is that it's already been made up for you. Watch this. I always teach you that there's no plan B. Sheriff, plan B is to make plan A work. I don't think y'all got that. See, we've been teaching, well, there's always a plan B and there's always a plan C. No, it's not. Plan B is to make plan A work. And God has already made provisions for you. See, Esau didn't trust God to make provisions for him. He was hungry in the world. He was thirsty in the world, but he didn't trust God to make his world. And sometimes, children, you're going to get thirsty, you're going to get hungry. People are going to put bowls of soup in front of you that's going to look attractive, and you may, in fact, be hungry, but you've got to be careful not to be a sellout. You've got to be careful that you don't fall for anything or the okie doke. You've got to learn to stand up for God or you'll fall for anything. And I want my older people to stop being quiet right now. Y'all need to make some noise, because there's some X's up in here. There's some people who know what I'm talking about. There's some people who ain't always been in church. There's some people who are just getting in from the bar. You got to show these children that God is able to take you from one point to another, that you haven't always had it together, that you wasn't always in church, that you wasn't always on the front row, that you wasn't always singing hymns. You need to teach these children that God got you out of the gutter. God got you out of the bar. God got you out of the whorehouse. God got you out of the crack house. You need to start being transparent and look these babies in the face and say, yes, even me, I was tore up from the floor up, but look at how God can turn things around. And babies, I want to tell you that you're going to be all right. Hell may come, waters may rise, devils may come up, but as long as the church got a pastor like me, I'm going to be fighting for you. I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to be pulling for you. I'm going to be preaching for you. I'm going to get on my knees for you. I'm going to fast for you. Can somebody say God is able to do a new thing? Turn to your neighbor, look your neighbor in the eye and say, I'm so glad that I'm not a sellout. There's been some attractive things that the devil put in my face, but I'm so glad that I turned it down. Anybody here ever had a bowl of sin staring you in your face and it looked attractive? You almost ate it, but thanks be to God. Turn to some youth and tell them, I am a living testimony. Should have been dead and gone, sleeping in my grave, but I thank God that I'm in the house now of the Lord, and far be it from me to play like I always had it. I want Freddie and Caleb and the other young people to know that your pastor is a real dude who's been through some real stuff, who's been through some real trials, but I know a real God, and he's able to pick me up and turn me around. And when they see that he did it for me, they'll understand it better by and by. Be not dismayed, whatever betide you, God will. Somebody know he will. Now I want my young people to come around the altar wherever you are in the building. If you have a young person that's coming up, I want you to get near them. I want you to get by them, and I want you to hold them. I want you to hold your young person, and I'm a covenant with you that God is able for the plans that he has for you. These are plans of good and not evil. These are good plans. These are plans to prosper you. Go ahead and find your young man or your young lady. Come on, hold your child. Hold that child. Hold that child. Come on and hug your child. Rock your child. Rock 'em and shake 'em. Shake 'em and rock 'em. And say, I love you. I love you. I know you didn't always understand it. I know you didn't understand my discipline. I know you didn't understand my fussing. I know you didn't understand some whippings. I know you didn't understand some punishment. But it was because I love you. It was because I'm your mama or I'm your daddy. It's because I'm my mom. It's because I'm Papa. And now you need to give God some praise for the child you hold. Come on, give God some glory that your child is alive, that your child's not sick, that your child's not strung out, that your child's not in a gang, that your child's not in the morgue, that your child is not at home, your child is at church. Somebody say, yeah!